The real estate business can be so lonely. I tell people all the time, I used to have to be work at 8 o'clock. Getting out of bed was torture.
So I've got Lisa Pinder here, and I'm going to let her tell you what she's doing that's working right now for her in real estate. She'll let you know how the name of her company, how long she's been in the business, and where she lives. Lisa, it's all yours.
Thank you. So I am an agent in the Maryland, DC area. So I'm DC, Maryland, and Northern Virginia. I don't go too far. I've been in the industry going on 8 years. I just got a reminder that it's time to recertify. So that's going to be fun. But I have been in like 8 years. Super excited. I have a team. I have a small team. It's about 6 of us, and we love what we do in this area. I started from the federal government. So that was my walk into this industry. I love looking at houses. That's how I dreamed about potentially being a homeowner, just going to new construction communities on the weekend and just seeing the designs and all that fun stuff. So I would take myself, my kids, that was like our weekend outing, looking at beautiful homes. And it became a thing where I was like, somebody said, you should probably do this because you know where all the houses are, you know what's going on in the area. And I took the leap, and I decided that this was going to be my future, even though I was still in the federal government, making what I made. So it made a decision to say, take the leap, jump out there and do this thing. The job was not satisfying. It wasn't fulfilling my spirit. The people there weren't encouraging, and they weren't there about growth as an individual. You're in a job, you're going to stay in this job, and this is where we put you. Your dreams have nothing to do with us. So being able to get into real estate and dream and go, and there's no cap, it's just been unbelievably satisfying, especially to a single mom of 3. But now I'm married, I have a husband now, so it's pretty cool. But just having that mindset that you get to grow outside of making $62,000 a year, when there have been months, and I've shared this with Krista, that I've far exceeded that number in a month, and I'm like, whoa, like this was not the life I envisioned.
I want to repeat that. So Lisa, so she told me that she used to cry herself every day to work. Like she would drive not a bus. What do they call it?
It's a commuter bus that takes you into the city, and you don't have to drive and park and all that crazy stuff. Because I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford all that. That was too much. Parking was expensive.
So she would take a bus to work every day, and she would cry because her boss was so disparaging and treated her really poorly. So working in a government job and making $62,000 a year, which she superseded that amount in a month. Okay, so in a month, she made more money in a month in real estate, actually in our program, than she did in an entire year. So that was like super happy when she told me that, because she used to cry herself to work.
Yeah. And now I tell people all the time, I used to have to be work at 8 o'clock. Getting out of bed was torture. Like, oh, another day. Right now, 6:15 a.m., I am on an accountability call. I am on a Zoom. The camera's on. You're going to get my white robe. You're going to get all the things. But I get up and I make it happen. I get out of that bed, no hesitation, because I know the mission that I have in front of me. And the accountability call is like my it's my thing. I adore it. I started my own, and everybody loves it. It's just that hand holding. Like, we're supporting you. We're going through the same things, the same struggles, and the same achievements, and we're here to celebrate with you, and we're here to make sure that you get through the rocky times. So I just adore skin in the game calls for anyone who doesn't understand what the gist of them, and you should get on that call. And it's a community. That's the thing I think everybody loves about it. It's a community. We become friends. We know things about each other, ups and downs. We all celebrate. We support each other, check on each other, and it keeps your business going. That someone else is going through this walk with you, because the real estate business can be so lonely. That's the word I would say. It's lonely. So having these people, this core group of people that you talk to every single day for just a couple of minutes, it doesn't take too much of your day. It really makes an impact. And in the years that I've done it, because it has been years at this point, and now we're like, we get up every day and do this. with no question, the leaps and bounds that we've all grown in our individual businesses has been mind-boggling, just mind-boggling. Hashing out issues and things like that, it happens on these calls. I know what
Well,
you're
when you
talking
have the support, right? It's like, it's like the change or die study, right? People
about.
can't even change when with death on the line, but when you have coaching, accountability, and support, that's when those changes happen. And when you get on that call and you make little small commitments, big, huge, audacious goals are just little tiny goals to put together to make massive impact in your business. I have seen you grow and soar. So
Yeah.
now you have, talk a little bit about your niche.
My niche is new construction, and my niche is the move up buyer. So I'm working with the buyer that's looking for the forever home. They've been in a house before. Now they want that home. And you told me when we first met, I think the first 3-day call I did with you, you said, I'm going to tell you what you need to do. You're going to move up your price point. You don't need to sell more houses. You need to sell more expensive homes. And I was like, that's a thought. That's a thought. My car will appreciate it. And lo and behold, I swear, just a few years in, we're looking, we've gone about $300,000 up in sales price per, yeah. And
That's awesome.
we have jumped ourselves into the luxury space, being intentional, being consistent every single day. We have jumped ourselves into the luxury space. It
Oh,
is
that's so awesome. So
so cool.
let's talk a little bit about your day, because so tell what would you say, what's gotten you there? And I know that the area that you live in, I mean, you don't live in the typical type of area. So for you to be doing what you're doing, like speak to that, speak about what you think has gotten you a higher price point, what's gotten you the success. What are you doing that's giving you the success?
Well, my favorite thing is when people come to me and they say, "Oh, well, I want to sell luxury homes. I don't want to sell anything else." And I'm like, "It's still a house. So if you can sell a house, you can sell anything. And luxury, whatever name you want to put on it, because in your lane, luxury is different than what luxury is considered in my territory. It's a much lower price point, so it's all relative. So what we've done is we've committed to videoing every week a higher price property. We have committed to just being in front of that buyer and creating the items that come along with those purchases, the different types of appliances, the different type of flooring, retractable glass doors. That's a big thing on this side of town now. Certain price points that we know speak to the higher end. And 3-4 months in, we are in luxury. We have clients. We have
Mm.
attracted the people, but we were consistent. We were, it's in our calendars, so the time blocking is a real thing. My day is set up from the time I wake up till the time I go to bed, including workout, including prepping my meals for the week. All of these things are scheduled now. My Google calendar is crazy colorful. It's so cool. But I'm so excited that I have this type of control, and it allows me to spend time with my mom. My daughter needs to go to work. She doesn't drive. I take her. How do I fit all this stuff in? I am scheduled and I know where I'm supposed to be, and there's flexibility in knowing where I'm supposed to be, as opposed to just, oh my God, your day is crazy. Someone called and wants to see a house. Now everything is no. I was done with all of my work by 10 o'clock. So the rest of my day is free to do the things, the spontaneous parts of real estate that come up, that a lot of people say, oh my God, I had to show a client. I had to stop doing everything I needed to do. Because what do
Yeah.
our daily sheets say? Do the hard things first. Do the hard things first. Get them out of the way. Video text messages are done. I've done all my TikToks for the day. YouTube uploads are already set and ready to go. Now I can go do the other things that help keep business going as well. So
I have to say something. You just look happier. Like Lisa, it looks like a different person completely than how long have you been in the program? Going on 2 years?
going on 3 in October.
Going on 3. Wow. Wow. Okay. So going on 3 in October. Well, it's pretty much 2, right? The October is February. It's like, so 2.5 years. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I have watched her just look happier. You can just see it in your face. It's been such a great evolution to see your business transform, but also it isn't just about money. It's about your health, your happiness. Like you just seem happier.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, and people always say, "Oh my God, you're going through a hard moment. We thought it's real estate. We go up, we go down. How do you deal with the the roller coaster of it. And I will say, a lot of people say, oh my God, last year was so hard. Yeah, last year was hard, but we still had a plan. We still were doing the things. I realized that sometimes I would slip out of my normal, dropping my CMAs, making sure my postcards got delivered, just kept doing the actions, and things started to come back to, even though I still had a much more successful year than I had the year before, even with the higher interest rates and people freezing up and not wanting to buy. We stayed in front of the audience, and they were very receptive. So when they were ready to come back and buy, they were calling us again. So we had that kind of year. And I think what mindset, I love to speak to the mindset when people call and say, oh, I'm going to get a job. Well, in this lane, no one else will hire me. I am unemployable. I am here for this life for a minute. I adore what we do. I adore jumping on every week and getting into the coaching calls, having that camaraderie with the fellow agents, and just hashing out the things and hearing, okay, your day isn't going that great either, but mine isn't either. But we're getting together on a mindset, and we're helping each other keep going, because it's super encouraging. That's one thing I found. It is so encouraging to be able to call one of my fellow Mashoreans and be like, okay, girl, listen, this is what's going on. And they're like, oh yeah, me too. So this is what I'm doing. Okay, well, let's do this. Let's partner together and do this. And it's all across the country. It's so freaking cool. I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
And it's like the masterminding, right? Like two minds become three.
Yeah.
Even there's things that people will ask questions like, I'm not sure. Can somebody help with that? I don't know everything, obviously. So talk to us about that little award behind you. So 25 homes in a year, and you're saying you beat that last year.
Yeah, I beat that. I, not the team, but myself, I was at 36 homes this year, and 36 homes was another 5 million more on top of what I did the year before. Crazy.
So good with everything happening. I hope you're hearing her, right? So she sold 25 homes the year before, 36 last year, with the interest rate craziness and everything going on. So the market is in between your ears, but you're doing all the things, and you're consistent, and you're intentional about it. And it's and you're enjoying it, and you're happy about it. And it's like all working for you.
Yeah. We're crazy people. We're crazy people. We love it. It's just craziness.
Well, thank you so much for giving them this awesome advice and saying that what you're doing that's working. Lisa, I totally appreciate you. Would you do me another favor? When you first started, how much money were you spending on marketing? And then how has it evolved?
God, I felt like my marketing was all over the place. It was just, I didn't have a rhyme or reason. I didn't have a follow-up plan. I didn't have a now what. You just went out and did things, and we didn't have a follow-up. So I was just throwing money all over the place. Initially, when I really got going and kind of more organized, I probably do about $1,500 a month. But I've partnered with one of my lenders, and he splits that bill in half.
So let me ask you a question, everyone. Some of you are hearing, oh my God, she spent $1,500. Well, really, she spent $750, but she sold 36 homes last year and did 500, whatever he said, 5 million more in gross. So is it worth it? Yes, it's worth it. You've got marketing and innovation is the backbone behind any business. It doesn't matter how good you are. If nobody knows about you and you don't have a presence, it doesn't matter how good of an agent you are. So even if you're a new agent, this can work for you. Even if you're an experienced one, it can work for you, right? It's like, it's just a matter of doing things differently. Lisa, thank you. You have been such a joy. I just appreciate your time.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thanks so much for watching my video. You can learn more about how to be a successful real estate professional by watching other videos that I have. And be sure to subscribe to my channel. And as always, make it a great home selling and buying day.